everyone, it's Alyssa. Today, I'm going to be doing a pretty long-awaited video. I'm going to be talking about my college cheer tryout experience and just giving you guys some tips from what personally I went through. And I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on how this works since I have tried out for 2 college cheer teams now. Because as you guys know, I used to cheer for Orange Coast College like 2 years ago now. And now I have university cheer tryout experience being at UCSD, which I absolutely love. So I'm basically going to be telling you guys my whole experience with trying out for college at a university and kind of what it took to make the team and what I observed and each step of the cheer tryout process. And then I'm going to be also giving you guys tips on some helpful things that I would have liked to have known before I tried out for college cheer. And if any of you are new here, my name is Alyssa and I cheer at the University of California, San Diego. Also, it is cheer tryout season creeping up around the corner. As we all know, with the whole coronavirus pandemic, everything has switched to virtual, and I'm assuming that most of your guys' cheer tryouts are now online virtual cheer tryouts. So if you guys want tips on how to try out for cheer virtually and how to create your video, just give this video a thumbs up and I will definitely do that for you guys. Because fun fact, I actually tried out for my first college cheer team with a video tryout and I made it. Sorry if there's green in my teeth, I've been making this glow juice lately and it's awesome. So I kind of waited to make this video until after I finished my first year on cheer, just because I wanted to also comment about my actual experience on the cheer team, because I feel like there's a lot more substance into making a video about college cheer when you've actually fulfilled the full year on the team. So my cheer tryout experience for UCSD. The first step to cheer tryouts was attending a cheer clinic, and depending on your university or your school or your community college, they might hold a clinic, which is basically open practice, so you can practice with the returning members and alumni and the coaches, where you can get critiques, get a feel for the team members, get a feel for how the program runs. It's honestly really beneficial and I highly suggest you attend the clinic if they do have one. Whatever the cheer program offers you, if they offer practices, if they offer workshops, if they offer clinics, please go. It not only makes you stick to the coaches and judges' minds even more, but it really shows that you want it and that you're dedicated. So I attended the cheer clinic, which was great. That's when I first got a really good feel for if I wanted to go to that school and if I wanted to be on that cheer team. And following the clinic, however many weeks or months later, they have actual tryouts, and there's always a cheer tryout packet. Assuming if you're doing college cheer, you've probably done high school or all-star, there's always the same kind of routine of having a packet with a tryout judging fee, with your picture attached. They should have all the information on the website. So I brought my packet, I emailed it to them, did all that stuff. I don't know if this is how it is for every single college cheer team, but at least from my experience, this was a long day. Be prepared to have like a 6 to 8 hour tryout day. Like when I saw the times on the packet, I was like, why would we possibly be doing this from 8 to like 4 o'clock? But it's a long process. So that, not gonna lie, was a little intimidating knowing that it was so long. So the moment I opened the doors that directed me to the cheer tryout room, I immediately started stretching with all of the girls who were trying out and all the alumni. And they let us in a group stretch, and you want to make sure you stretch a lot because you want your jumps to be high. Remember that you are there to show your full potential. So if you need to like bust your legs to get in the splits, like do it. So after we stretched, I believe we just warmed up all of the material that we were supposed to learn. A little detail that I left out is they had all of the material posted online. Like we had to learn a fight song and a dance. And the fight song was a little rough to memorize, not gonna lie. So we went over all the material with the captains and the alumni, and then we went over our jumps, our tumbling, whatever we wanted to warm up. So the beginning was basically a giant warm-up period. And then came the time for the judges to introduce themselves. So they all introduced themselves and basically told us the rundown of how tryouts are gonna work and what they expect from us. So the first thing that we did, I believe, was tumbling. So they called up each of your numbers. As you know how tryouts work, everybody gets a number and you throw whatever hardest tumbling pass you want to throw for your tryout. After tumbling, I believe they were taking people in for interviews. And the main difference about high school cheer, all-star cheer, and college cheer is that college cheer, most programs hold interviews. And it's honestly very important because a very huge thing that not a lot of people know about college cheer is that it's less of an activity and more of a job. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because obviously it's the funnest job in the world, but you are actually doing a job. This is not just a fun, random, do-it-your-own-will activity anymore. You are actually interviewing to fill spots that the judges think you will excel well in. College cheer teams are such higher standards, not just skill-wise, but integrity-wise, time management-wise, professionalism. It's just a much bigger thing to take on than your average cheer practice because you have so many more responsibilities. Being a college cheerleader means that you are doing appearances, you are doing a lot of activities for the school, you are participating in not only basketball and football, but at least for my school, we go to water polo, soccer, and some volleyball games. And on top of that, you also have practice, and you are expected to attend every single thing. Like, you can't do that thing in high school cheer where you just don't want to go to practice, so you say you're not feeling well, or you make up some excuse that could probably pass in high school, but it does not work that way in college cheer at all. So that's kind of the whole point of the interview, to be able to tell if you are a truly good applicant, if you're loyal, if you're determined, if you're focused, and you can actually invest yourself in this program as a good attribute. I honestly think interviews are one of the most important parts of college cheer tryouts. And just to give you guys a little heads up, some of the questions that I was asked during my cheer tryout interview for college was, how do you plan to balance school and cheerleading together? How do you feel about different coaching styles? How do you think you can positively present yourself to the team? What would you do if you had a conflict with a teammate? What's your schedule like? They just want to make sure that you can fully commit and you are a good person also, because you don't want problematic, dramatic people on the team too, you know? But the interview is definitely a part where they really get a feel for you. Like, you want to present yourself in the best possible way. You want to be energetic, you want to be happy, you want to be yourself and try not to be stiff. So just know that if you do have an interview portion, what they really look for and what they're trying to find is not only about you as a person, but they're trying to figure out if you can be committed student athlete and if you can balance school and cheer, and if you are willing to risk hanging out with your friends or doing other things for cheer. And they want to know about your experience and how you handle situations. I guess I kind of learned this tip from doing a pageant in the past, because you know how they do on-stage questions in pageants. If you don't know the answer to something, it's okay to pause and think for a second and then state your answer as best as you can. Because what they taught me in pageant workshops is that taking your time, taking a second to actually think about what you want to say and then saying it is a lot better than just shooting out your answer and saying like, well, and kind of like thinking too much and not really saying what you want to say and just kind of having word vomit. I know it kind of sounds self-explanatory, but a lot of people don't know to do that. So that's just a tip I have for interviews, because honestly, even though I have definitely grown how well I am in interviews from when I was like a young teenager to now, I still, for some reason, got really nervous in that college cheer interview. And not with my answers, just I was just very stiff. If I can change one thing, it would be for me to take a deep breath and relax, because we just need to think of interviews as a conversation with the coach and all of the supporting judges and you. like a lighthearted conversation. Like, show your personality. If you want to make them laugh, make them laugh. If you want to say something silly, say something silly, but you want to keep it professional also, and just get your point across that you are ready to take on a responsibility just like college cheer. Also, a little note, do not lie on your application or in your interview, because your cheer coaches will call your references. If you say that you can do this tumbling skill, or that you can do these kinds of jumps, or if you were the captain and you weren't, that's not a very good idea, because usually college cheer has you list references, which are most likely going to be your coaches, and they will call them. It's not just for fun. It's not just there. They actually call your references. So make sure you put down reputable people that can vouch for you in a really good way. If you're wondering, my specific cheer tryouts didn't have us change out into interview attire. We just got interviewed in our cheer tryout outfit, which was an all black outfit with full face of makeup, game day ready, red lipstick, fake eyelashes. Some cheer tryouts, especially if you're going for professional or like NFL, may have you wear professional attire for your interview, but my specific one didn't, just so you guys know. So after the interview portion, that was probably the most nerve-wracking part. And then the next portion, they called us in to this certain giant room in groups of 3, and this was all based off of what number you were. So the first thing they had us do was introduce ourselves. So they say, oh, please say your name and your number. I would just be like, hi, my name is Alyssa Revecho and I am number 11. After that, I'm pretty sure the first thing they had us do was demonstrate jumps. They will tell you what jumps to do, but practice all of them just in case. Then they had us do the cheer, and I cannot stress to you how important the cheer is. If you guys have watched my old cheerleading tryout tip videos, which are still relevant to college cheer, honestly, and you notice how I put an emphasis on the cheer all the time, especially if you have no experience, because the cheer is a portion where you can get a 10 out of 10 even if you don't have experience. But boy, did I not know how important the cheer is in college cheer, no matter what. No matter what skills you have, if you can't hit your motions right, or if you are sloppy, or if your voice is not projected, I had no idea how big of a deal it was. Most of you probably already know, but I'm just going to put this in here just for anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about when I use the term the cheer. It's basically like they teach you a cheer, which is like a mini chant with motions, and it's only ever like maybe 1 or 2 8 counts. Like I said previously, they had video recordings of the fight song and the cheer on the website for us to learn on our own before tryouts. So we were supposed to come into tryouts already knowing this. And that could be different from other universities, because I know a lot of tryouts that I've been to for different cheer teams teach you this the day before or the day of. But for my specific tryouts, they posted it online and we had to learn it through video. So we're supposed to come ready and prepared, knowing all of this material they posted online. And one of those was this cheer. I cannot stress how important it is that you are being extremely sharp and extremely loud and precise. Being a game day cheerleader is so different than being a competitive cheerleader. All my life, I have been a very all-star-y cheerleader. I'm always crazy about facials. I am always crazy about making motions bigger than they actually are, because that's what I was taught in all-star cheer. I was always taught, throw in your own flair, like make things yours and really exaggerate things like to the core and use your craziest facials. Just be wild, and if you think you look stupid, then you look good. That's what I was taught my whole cheer life, and that's what I loved. So that's just my basic, in my bones mannerisms. It's from all-star cheer. When the coach said, do not do crazy facials, I literally like sunk a little bit. I was like, what do you mean don't do crazy facials? Like, they want you to look happy and they want you to look energetic and they want you to, you know, pump up the crowd. Obviously they don't want you to frown, but the way my coach described it was saying you don't want to be scaring people that are right in front of you. And I understand that. Like, I totally get it now. College cheer is different. Like, when she told us to ditch the crazy facials, I was like, wow, my whole cheer life I've been told to basically look stupid. And now I'm being told to have a normal smile. Like this. And that was just crazy to me. So if you are someone like me who kind of dances a little crazy and does a lot of facials, you need to tone it down a little bit for college cheer. Again, like I said, every program is different. This was just how mine is. I think it makes sense that in the college cheer world, it would all be that way. So it was a little bit of a struggle for me to tone it down. You want to go big, but not obnoxious big, and I feel like I'm kind of like obnoxious big. I'm just gonna own it. I was taught that way. In college cheer, they really stress that we all look exactly uniform and we have to hit the motions right. So when you're doing your cheer, project your voice, be loud, especially if you're the one calling it, because usually the judges will say, number 11, please call the cheer. And then you have to know it and say whatever they want. Make sure you are super sharp. You need to look like a professional collegiate cheerleader. Like, no holding back. This is not the time to like feel insecure about what you're doing. This is not the time to think that you look stupid. This is the time to show them that you are a professional collegiate cheerleader. And then they had us do the dance. And when you do the dance, you still want to have that flair. You want that energy coming out of you. You just want to make sure that you hit the motions really right. You want to look like you're having fun. You want to make the judges come up there and dance with you. Honestly, really go out of the box with it, because let me tell you something. We're in college now. Like, you don't have to be scared to like shake your hips or whatever. A lot of college dances are more, I don't want to say seductive. They use your hips more and there's more like body rolls. It's a little bit more like, oh, what's the word? Sexy, frisky than high school cheer. College cheer, they want you to get into it because like you are a collegiate cheerleader. Like, think about the people on NFL. You want to look professional and you want to look good and like you know what you're doing. When you get in college, you need to add the dance portion into it. You're not just a cheerleader anymore. You need to be also a dancer. You need to find like rhythm and groove, and you need to be able to move. So adding that flair is really important when you're doing a dance. So after that, we did some stunting. So they just had us form a stunt group. They told us to do the hardest or best skill that we can execute as a stunt group trying out together. And so that's what we did. Nothing really to explain about that. And something I want to say about college cheer, just like some advice from me going through a year of university cheer, is that before you join or try out, you need to know what you're getting yourself into. I personally absolutely love it and I would not trade it. However, it is, like I said before, it is a job. It's not like high school cheer anymore. You need to be completely invested. Like I keep saying, every program is different, but I just don't want you to think that this is how every program is. At least for mine, it's extremely busy, very time demanding, and it's not very flexible. You're at a collegiate level, just like being at a professional level. The coach has expectations and standards, and they make absolute sense, to be honest. Like, even when my coach would say, we have to be at this practice, even if we're just going over material, and maybe I would rather be doing this other thing, but I completely understand that my coach wants to keep the standard of the cheer team at a certain way, because that's when we kind of lose our respect if you can just push it to the side whenever you want and do something else. Because then where's the pride in that? Like, where's the pride in the team? Like, there's no integrity there and there's no pedestal that it's on. I guess to deepen into my experience throughout the year that I've had on this cheer team, there has been a lot of activities with my sorority and other things that I've had to sacrifice to go to cheer events. If you guys noticed, in high school cheer, I would say at least half the girls are on the team just to have the uniform and just to have the name to be a cheerleader, but they don't really love it. Yeah, they like it, it's fun, it's cool, it's a good workout, but you have to be in it. If you are walking into college cheer in kind of that mindset of you're just doing it for the name or the uniform or the title, it will not fly in college cheer. You are in new territory. And I don't mean to scare you guys, but I'm just telling you like how real it is of being a college cheerleader. But honestly, it's so fun and you meet so many amazing people, and I can't tell you the feeling I get for cheering on my school. The fact that I am living a dream of cheering for my university is just incredible, and you guys know I love it. I feel so much pride to be able to cheer for my school. It sounds like cheesy, but literally whenever I'm cheering, I'm so proud to be a Triton. I love being involved. I love school spirit. Like, there's nothing else that would suit me better. Being in a sport is very good at disciplining you with time management and waking up early and going to bed at a decent hour. It gives you a good workout. You meet so many amazing people. You get to be so close with all the sports teams and the administration, and you're really a part of the school. Because being on college cheer is so amazing because you are the spirit of that school, and it's just one of the best things ever. So if you guys are just thinking about trying out, I highly recommend that you do. Just realize that it is a true commitment, but if you love cheer, then I know you will love it too. So I guess of just like random tips also, make sure that you pack a backpack with snacks and deodorant, maybe an extra change of clothes, extra makeup, extra water, hair ties, bobby pins. Like, you want to be prepared for cheer tryouts. I know that they're probably going to be virtual this year, but I guess if you're watching this in the future, you want to make sure that you bring those things with you. I'm pretty sure I forgot to bring food, and it was an 8-hour day, and you can only imagine how that went. When it's such a long day and you're sweating, practicing so much, you want to make sure that you have makeup with you, because you're expected to look at a collegiate professional level when you're trying out, because they want to see how you present yourself on game day. That is the reason that they have you do full glam on cheer tryout days. Another really big tip I have is to research the team, the university's team that you are trying out for before you actually try out. It is so helpful to have looked at their Instagram page, YouTube videos, Facebook page, kind of get a feel for what the program expects and their skill level, how each team is based. Because I know that when I was applying to colleges, every single college I applied to, I followed their cheer team on Instagram and I looked up videos, because it's really helpful to see what the team is all about, what kind of style they have. Because if I didn't look up UCSD, I would have no idea that they were a half dance and half cheerleading team. Some teams really emphasize tumbling, some teams really emphasize dancing, some really emphasize stunting. And it's really important that you know what kind of team you're trying out for, so you can kind of try to mold yourself to that when preparing for tryouts. So that is super important. Look at YouTube videos, even reach out to alumni and kind of ask any questions that you might have. You just want to be the most prepared as possible. And honestly guys, just on a positive way to end this video, because I feel like I really kind of dug deep in the reality of how it is, but I can't even explain to you how great it is. I honestly see it as an honor to do these things for my school. If you have the opportunity to continue doing what you love, then you do it. So that is my cheer tryout experience for college cheer. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and also make sure you hit the notification bell so you won't miss another video like this one. And I have a lot of exciting videos coming out soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.